We're just going to start the show off quick, respond to a couple of comments that have been made to the videos, and answer some questions, because apparently you guys have been sending in some questions in the comments, and we want to address them. So I haven't seen these beforehand, but let's see what the first comment here is. Hey, Michael, get a life. Stop making this show.
Ouch. That's harsh.
Huh? The internet's mean. Welcome to Daily News Weekly, where we highlight the stories from the past week that you might have missed. I'm your host, Michael Sheridan. Cleaning your chicken before you cook it isn't helping. In fact, it may actually increase the likelihood that you're going to get sick. The CDC tweeted out this missive the other day. Don't wash your raw chicken. Washing can spread germs from the chicken to other food or utensils in the kitchen. The Centers for Disease Control was, of course, greeted with well wishes, hugs, and kisses on Twitter after they actually put out this notice. Yeah, I know. It doesn't happen on Twitter. Of course, people went crazy. They all started criticizing the CDC for its statement, insisting that their grandmothers and their great-grandmothers have been washing chickens since time immemorial, and of course, it's better than not washing it at all. Doesn't make a difference that that's not really true. Doesn't make a difference that it's not the washing that would kill the bacteria and the germs in the chicken. It's actually cooking it that does it. And I get it. My wife, she cleans, if she makes a whole chicken, she says she cleans the chicken. Lots of people do. I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with it. And even the CDC wasn't saying you shouldn't clean the chicken per se. It's really just an issue of what all that splashing does. Because essentially, if you're hitting it with the water, it's splashing the muck that's on that chicken all over your sink, all over whatever's near the sink, quite honestly, all over you, your hands, your face. Those germs are just getting spread around from the water. It isn't actually really helping. All you're kind of doing is dispersing the germs everywhere. Most people, of course, would clean their sink, disinfect, all that kind of stuff. And the CDC was just suggesting that's basically what you should be doing. But not everybody does that. And of course, it leads to E. coli and all this other stuff from being spread around, and people are getting sick. They're getting food poisoning. Now, several people actually also mentioned that they use different things. My wife mentioned that her grandmother would soak the chicken in salt water before cooking it. Other people online talked about using vinegar or lime to clean off the chicken before cooking it. But I'm curious, what do you do? How do you take care of your chicken before you actually cook it? And is it a tradition? Is it something that was passed down from your mother from her mother, from her mother, from her mother? I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. Now, this guy committed one crappy crime. Police say this Portland man planted a poop bomb in his friend's toolbox. Rob Stout was upset with his pal because he failed to return something he'd borrowed, according to the Oregonian. The incident happened back in April, and apparently Stout had taken time to collect the dog poop so he could actually create his bomb. And one thing that he also noted, according to authorities, was that him and his pal used to watch YouTube videos that would feature pranks, which I guess sparked this idea for him. According to authorities, Stout then used the poop to create the bomb, set it up in the toolbox, and then when his pal opened it, according to court documents, it exploded with such force that it sounded like an M80 going off, and the dog's scat was blown out of the toolbox. Okay, I will admit, it sounds kind of funny. And fortunately, the victim, who was not identified, didn't actually get injured, but I would imagine he was covered in dog crap.
I hate manure.
Stout faces a felony charge of unlawfully manufacturing a destructive device. And in a little bit of a twist, that probably shouldn't surprise anyone, the Oregonian also noted that when police searched Stout's home, they apparently found meth and sawed-off shotgun, which only led to more charges for Stout. So I guess you can say he's probably in deep now. All right, well, we haven't talked too much about our Hugh Jackman efforts. It's partially because I kind of misunderstood something. See, he's got a show coming up the Music Man, I believe it's what it's called, where it's going to be, a stage performance of a lot of his songs that he's known for, from like The Greatest Showman and whatnot. Unfortunately, I thought he was in New York, and I thought he was going to be in New York recently, like in the next few months. Apparently he's not. He's actually in London. So I haven't been pushing this too much because my big hope is when he comes to New York, we can get him to appear on this show. But don't forget we have our petition. It's only gotten a couple of signatures, but let's try to get some more signatures on there and see if we can get Hugh Jackman on the show. I think we can do it. I believe in it. I believe in you, the viewers, can help make this happen. Sign our petition. Thanks. Hey, Bob.
Yeah?
Is that a gator in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
No.
It all started as just a routine traffic stop. A Florida driver was pulled over by a sheriff's deputy after allegedly running a stop sign. The driver and his female passenger admitted that they had been out collecting frogs and snakes. The sheriff's deputy apparently then got permission to look in the bags in the trunk of the car. That's where things got a little strange. The deputy found 41 three-striped turtles in the woman's backpack. Apparently, the deputy then asked if there were any other animals in the vehicle. The female passenger admitted she had an alligator in her yoga pants. An alligator stuffed in her yoga pants. How the hell did she even get that reptile in there? Now in Florida, the collection of these kind of reptiles is actually regulated. So the man and the woman apparently had committed a crime by collecting so many, and they were cited for it. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission is also looking into the incident. This Minnesota 10-year-old is pretty smart. He's got a 4.0 GPA and is already a sophomore in college. Elliot Tanner started at Normandale Community College last year after breezing through high school and all of schooling thanks to online courses and homeschooling. Now he's taking classes in probability and statistics with calculus, calculus 3, and physics for engineers and scientists. Elliot's parents say he was always advanced. When he was 7 months old, he started speaking. When he was 2 years old, he knew his alphabet. He joined Mensa, the Society for People with High IQs, when he was 6. Recently, Elliot posted on Instagram that he wants to solve some of the greatest mysteries of the universe. Things like string theory and understanding quantum physics and how they'll impact our world, and will that have to actually change our understanding of science and how the universe will end. Big important things. But you know what I'd like? I'd like Elliot to solve more real-world problems, things that really impact us on a day-to-day basis. Like, what happens to that sock that vanishes in the laundry? Why is it that hot dogs are packaged in 10, but then hot dog buns are only packaged in 8? Man buns? Why do we drive on a parkway and park on a driveway? Why can't rats vomit? Why is it every time I see somebody yawn, I have to yawn? I mean, come on, kid, really. Give us some real answers. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please hit that like button down below. And if you have any comments about the stories we talked about, comment below. Share with your friends. We'd love to have a discussion. If you have any questions about the show or about anything in the news, we'll talk about that. Love to have a Q&A episode. I think that'd be really fun.
Michael, read another comment.
Okay, there actually is a comment. There is a comment from a previous episode that I thought I'd know. Jennifer Hensley had written, "Dude, you're shooting too high. I'll sign your petition, but you need to start thinking of someone on a lower pay grade." She was talking about when we first introduced our Hugh Jackman petition. And maybe she's right. Maybe we're aiming too high, but truthfully, I'd rather aim high. It's not that I don't want other guests on the show. Quite honestly, we've tried to reach out to a few other people. One dream person I'd love to have on the show is Mark Hamill. But, we're just aiming and seeing what happens. Because who knows? Maybe they'll actually show up. And that would be amazing. Thanks for watching.